welcome to the podcast, everybody. This is Varied Gary podcast number 24, I think. Could be 23, I'm not sure. This is my friend Gord and Dickie. Gord, Dickie, I've known him for a long time. What's up, Gord?
Oh, not too much, man. Yourself?
Nothing, just chilling, man.
Yeah?
Getting rid of this. Last time I was on this podcast, I was bitching about the weather, bitching about the
snow.
Yeah, the snow.
Yeah, I saw that. It was interesting.
Yeah, and now
you
it's
were pretty upset.
Yeah, and now it's St Paddy's Day.
Yes, sir.
And the snow seems to be going away nicely.
Yeah, it's a good time.
How's everybody out there in YouTube and iTunes and Podbean land? Hope you're having a great St. Paddy's Day. Hope you're not, probably a lot of you are puking by now, but nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you only live once.
Yeah, I'm keeping it tame. Decided to do a podcast here with Gord. He stopped over after work, and we're carrying on tradition here. And yeah, Gord's into some gameage. If you watch the last podcast, I mentioned this is the friend that's going to be doing something when it comes to games and whatnot. And I didn't want to mention anything about it, but this is the guy. Ta-da!
Yeah. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Yeah.
All right, man.
Hopefully that goes well, though. I mean, I'm nervous. But I think it'll be all right. We were doing some test footage, and that seems okay.
No, just jump in, man.
Yeah.
Just jump in.
That's what we're doing, jumping in with both feet. Just throwing everything in the wall and seeing what sticks.
It when you get going, though, like, I'm definitely no seasoned vet when it comes to making like any kind of YouTube video or podcast, whatnot. But last podcast I said I was going to say stop saying whatnot too. So let's try not to do that.
Or whatnot?
Whatnot.
We'll just say it more.
It's the worst. No, it's just the worst. It's just the worst, man. It drives me absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, when you get going, there's going to be times where you like run into like editing, and it's going to take you a lot longer until you.
Oh, yeah, we're already finding that out.
Yeah, you're getting shortcuts.
We thought we were going to be pros at editing just naturally for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not so.
Having a good ear for what to edit, though, is totally different. Like, that's probably what you guys are talking about, too. Like, when you thought it was going to be easy going into, you could probably have a good ear for doing so.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Our first hurdle was just learning the software, though. We thought it would be more user-friendly. And then we looked at it, and then it's like, oh, this is the stuff that they use to make Avatar with. Well, no wonder we can't figure it out.
Oh, really?
I don't have a doctorate in editing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So we started looking at things like Windows Movie Maker, just the simplest thing we could possibly find. Stripped down, bare bones, no real special effects or anything in it like that. And then Sean, he got into some more stuff like Sony something. And it seems like he knows what he's doing now. So
Sean's your partner in crime. You might want to tell people about him too.
Yeah. He's going to be the other guy that's going to be on the show. We're going to be looking for some games and looking at some Game Genie stuff. So you can make some codes on your own for Game Genie. So we're going to try that out, see how that is. Some collection videos.
Wait, say that again. You make what codes for Game Genie?
Yeah, you can make your own codes for Game Genie.
No way.
Yeah, like Mega Man, you can have a code where you have twice as many enemies, for example. Yeah, you can float through blocks,
Really?
Oh, yeah.
How do you do this, though?
There's a bunch of them on the internet. It started out with kids just, basically randomly punching in codes on there. Like, there was a code book that came with the Game Genie.
Yeah.
But
I remember getting, like, magazines, and, like, they would tell you, like, Game Genie. New codes and stuff like that,
Yeah, definitely. And, then kids just started punching in random codes and seeing what would happen, right? And sometimes you would just get characters that would flicker and they weren't really there, but they would still be appearing on the screen. Like I said, with the thing with Mega Man, crazy, maybe 7 live codes somewheres.
Right.
Yeah. So we're gonna try a lot of that. I've noticed a lot of people haven't really dug into the Game Genie very much, but we're gonna give it a try. I think that'll be kind of interesting.
So you're telling me that when I was a kid with the Game Genie, I could have randomly typed in a code and it could have done something for me.
Oh yeah. The possibilities.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know that either at that point, right?
I wonder how many kids sat there and they would sit there with some paper and that's what you could do. Totally just record what you just punched in and then
And that's mostly what you find on the internet now too. Is basically these kids' notes from late '80s, early '90s when they were playing with the Game Genie. Now the big internet, they have all the codes on there, so you can mainly find anything you ever wanted to do with a game. But,
really? Did you bring this piece of paper in here?
Nope.
Oh, that was me.
That was already there.
I was like, man, Gord brought notes.
Yeah.
Nope, did not.
No, I am not that sophisticated at all.
Let's get this screen off because this is intimidating. We have like the, we can see our wave.
See our voices.
Yeah. And stuff and magic.
It's kind of freaking me out.
The stuff that wizards are made out of. I think that's recording also because that's been recording since we got it leveled.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Hope everything's all level. And if it's off askew a little bit or whatever, it's St. Paddy's Day and doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like shit now. I don't have any St. Paddy's garb.
No, I know. I didn't either. I didn't even think about it.
I got like green beer with like a gold. Yeah, and you're drinking whiskey, so I mean that's
quite Irish.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
We won't get into the videos here right yet.
I got a couple things to show you there later on.
Yeah. So, what's the deal, man? Like, what's the show going to be called?
Well, we're going to do a couple shows on the same channel. The channel's just the one I'm using right now. It's Dickie. But one of the shows is going to be called Dickin' Around with Dickie.
Oh, yeah.
That's my last name. And I don't know. I always thought that was kind of funny just to use my last name because I've been made fun of all my life for it. So I figured, screw it. Let's just go with it.
Hit back with that.
Oh, yeah.
That's good, though.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go. Well, one thing is we're going to go out to a game store and interview the guy and see what he's got. He's a really cool fellow, so it'd be nice to get him on there, too.
What kind of stuff is he working with now?
A lot of old games, old comics, some vinyl. He's into Magic. He's into, I think, Warhammer. A bunch of different stuff. Yeah. Toys. Remember that? Little action figures. I never got into it. And they're like die cast, and you painted them yourself and put them together yourself. And you could make a guy that had a hammer, make a guy that had a sword.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I think I really do remember those, but... Oh, man. Stuff like that just slips by sometimes,
that's like
right?
Early 90s. Yeah. I remember my older cousin playing with those things. I just never really knew what they were. They look cool, though.
I had a friend one time, and we went over... Matt, we'll just say his name's Matt. Not like the Matt I do the podcast with, but a different Matt, obviously.
There's many Matts.
Yeah, there's more than two.
Oh, definitely.
For sure, I know. I hung out with like two today, for sure. So I went over to his house when I was a kid, and he always had he's like the friend with all the cool toys.
Oh, yeah.
Like that guy that had like all the updated. Do you remember? They were like, it was basically like Lego, but it was magnets. It was all magnets and it had like little magnet spacemen.
Was it Connects?
No, it wasn't. No. It wasn't like
they were for like little things.
It was. They had like Lego characters. It wasn't really like Lego. It was like they'd have like a spaceship that you would buy, and there'd be little characters that had magnets, so you could like stick guys underneath while you.
I don't think I remember that. No.
Oh man, I should have. If I had known that we're going to be talking about this, I definitely would have got on the rise about it. Well, we can still look it up, but yeah. They had magnet was definitely in the name of these little characters or whatever. It's like in those weird late '80s, early '90s toys. You know,
I might have seen pieces of them,
which were probably the best toys ever friggin' made. Like,
yeah,
remember the stuff that was out? Insane.
Oh, exactly. The toys in the '80s were the best, really. Like,
oh my God, that little
nothing compares.
There's a little centipede thing, like a car, that was you could buy shorter ones or longer ones. And it had the claws. You just turn out the hubs, and these claws would come out.
Yeah.
And you would just make it go, and it'd climb upstairs like a centipede.
Yeah, probably like a slinky or something.
What? Yeah. They don't have anything like that out now.
Oh no, not at all. Everything's too dangerous nowadays.
Oh man.
Well, not too dangerous. It was too dangerous.
I need to get a 3D printer and all the blueprints for everything made in the 80s and late 80s.
Yeah, I'm starting to buy up a lot of stuff. I bought Raphael from Ninja Turtles the other day. Got that for my cousin. What else did I get? Oh, I got Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Where did you get those at?
I got Stay Puft from that vinyl place there by McWilson's.
Do you remember the name?
It's like, Value Vinyl, I think it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never been in there.
It's a good store. Definitely check it out.
Yeah?
Yeah. And they got all kinds of stuff. On the outside, it looks like just a regular vinyl store, but when you go in, he's got toys and books and games and all that kinds of stuff in there, too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's right on.
Yeah. Yeah, I always check out those places.
Yeah, I used to have all kinds of the Ninja Turtles stuff when I was growing up. Those were the go-tos.
Yeah, I miss them. I traded all mine off for the Star Wars toys.
That April O'Neil was hot.
I know.
She was the hottest little figurine ever.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man. Like, why you gotta be so cute?
I know. I think that might have been my first crush was April O'Neil.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. You know what I didn't have, though? I didn't have Splinter.
No?
I never had the action figure of the Splinter. I had, like, the Turtles. I was like, look at them. Even their friggin', like, even their physique was, like, crazy. Like, they were, like, cut all the shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those and He-Man. He-Man was, like, the same kind of thing.
So, I don't know. I might be remembering this wrong, but was there the original Ninja Turtles? Did their masks come off, like the figurines?
They had a line that I think had the masks come off at one point.
But it didn't look right if the masks come off. I think it was like there's a dent or something weird. Like it's not like you would take them off and they're...
Yeah, I think they were just rubber things.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
But
they had so many different lines of Ninja Turtles. They had them like dressed up as Dracula. They had sports ones, and space ones.
And I think we're kind of like getting off like track a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
but we're still staying on track because your thing is like retro gaming too, right?
Oh yeah. Well, we're also going to be talking about toys and movies and all kinds of stuff.
Gord brought the Game Boy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You know what? The thing is, like, the thing about the Game Boy, like, yeah, people get, like, the real gamers get super excited over the Game Boy. But, like, for me, it was, like, I always liked something that was, the screen was stationary and you had, like, some kind of magical little string that connected you to it. Like,
oh, yes.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
And obviously color reasons.
Yeah. Oh, the screen on that is just friggin' brutal.
But this is the way people like it. This is what you like to do.
Oh, yeah, play on the original hardware and stuff, and that's the best way to do it, really, even though it looks terrible.
Donkey Kong. Well, I mean, that's...
Oh, this one here.
Mega Man, though.
Mega Man 5. That's one of the rarest ones on the Game Boy. I got that there the other day from the guy.
What do you mean rare?
It was one of the ones that was produced towards the end of the Game Boy, the original Game Boy's life, and it didn't really get picked up by a lot of people just because it wasn't really well known. I was on Kijiji and found this guy that Hyper Stone Heist Ninja Turtles for Sega Genesis.
Okay.
So I went to pick that up, and I went there, and he's like, oh, well, I got some other games. You want to look at those? I looked at those, and he apparently doesn't look at the internet ever. He offered me $75 for that. And it's
really?
Like, almost $150 game.
What?
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah. You'll never see it out in the wild.
Well, definitely not. Not out in the wild.
No.
Huh. That's crazy. So what makes... It's just the volume. Like you said, it's just the numbers that went out. It didn't sell all that great, and then it became very popular. There's a lot of games like that out, though. What was that boom in the retro gaming? It was like the Mexican... It was like... Some games were buried or something like that. Maybe it wasn't Mexican.
Was the gaming crash in 1984. They made E.T. like one of the worst games ever.
Yeah, I had it.
Did you?
Yeah, I had it. I hate it. It was the worst game that I had.
Oh, it is the worst game. One of the worst games out there ever.
That was for Atari, if you don't know.
Yeah, for Atari. Right? Yeah. Atari 2600, and so they wanted to have it out by Christmas. And they got this guy. He was a really good game producer, developer. And they told him he only had 6 weeks to make this game, and they would give him some kind of large bonus. So he threw it together. Steven Spielberg even looked at it and said it was a good game.
No way.
And they produced more copies than there was Ataris on the planet, for one. And then everybody brought them back because they were just the worst game ever. It was unplayable. Kids were like basically crying Christmas time because their game sucked that they were waiting for. So Atari went under because of this. That and Pac-Man too. Pac-Man for Atari was terrible as well.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
No, and that bombed. So they went under, had to get rid of all this stuff, so they went and buried it in a garbage dump in Alamogordo. They mostly denied it. They didn't want people to know how badly they failed, so they didn't really make this well publicized that this happened. But after a while, people wanted to see this garbage dump and dig it up and see if they could find all these Atari games and stuff. They dug it up, what was it, 2 years ago? You find it there?
Yeah, you keep on talking.
Yeah. I think it was like 2 years ago. Maybe longer than that. Maybe 3 years ago. Time flies. But yeah, they dug it up. They found a whole bunch of Atari games like E.T., Pac-Man, Centipede, even some controllers too.
Really?
And they sold them on eBay. Like an E.T. game was going for, a few $100s at one point.
So when they were buried, how were they buried? Like,
they were just thrown in there, like dumped in like regular trash. They dug them up, and
it was like a landfill. It says it's like a landfill.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. This guy that worked there originally back in the 80s, he knew pretty much where they were, so he was the one that led them to the spot. And they just excavated it from there. They started coming across phone books and newspapers from 94, and then eventually 89, 87, and then he knew that they were getting close to the level where the games would have been dumped.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. And the fact that they pretty much denied it. There was a couple articles in the newspaper about it, but Atari wasn't very proud that this happened because they pretty much went under and stayed under for many years. Even now, they're not the greatest company anymore.
Well, didn't Atari had like a comeback at one point?
They tried. They had that Atari Lynx. It was like a handheld thing, like the Sega Game Gear.
Wait, these are the pictures of this?
Yeah, those are them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm amazed that the box are in that great a shape.
Yeah, it just like they're just split open. That's it.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so what were they thinking? They overproduced more than there were Ataris.
I don't know how that happened. Somebody's a really idiot company.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that one's in decent shape.
I had that piece of shit at my house.
So did everybody else, apparently.
That's friggin' hilarious.
No, I think they thought that if they produced all these games, it would make people buy Atari.
So wait, do you have this game?
Oh yeah, I bought it for $1 at a flea market.
So when
I told the guy too.
When you play games, like, because I know I played the game and there's no ending to it.
I think there is. I never really bothered to get to it though, but I did look it up on how to play it.
I did get to the credits one time, but it wasn't like an ending, a satisfying ending. I mean, like, it wasn't like something that you're like achieved. You're just like, what the fuck?
Oh, it just ends.
Yeah, it's
most Atari games just end if they do it all. They just
that's good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, there's a picture of it there.
Yeah, that was
You
crazy.
fall down these damn holes. That's the worst part about it. You fall down these holes, and you raise your neck up to try and get out, and it hardly ever works. You have to be in this certain one spot in order to get out of the thing. And this guy chases you around and takes all your telephone parts away while you're trying to eat M&Ms.
Yeah.
It's just insane. Next thing you know, I don't even know what happens next. You gotta save the kid.
So what's your go-to game? What's your favorite game? There's
a few.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, Mario 3, of course.
Mario 3 is the badass game.
Yeah.
It was like the most joyful, colorful, fantasy kind of thing that came out at the time, and I was just like, oh, plus you can like cheat and warp all to hell.
Yeah. Get those whistles.
Yeah, that was great. Amazing. And when you seen somebody beat that really, really like quick.
Oh yeah, I've seen people get drunk and speed run it.
Yeah, it's like very impressive.
Yeah,
very
especially
impressive.
when they're drunk too. I can hardly do it sober.
Shout out Mario and Luigi.
Yeah.
Happy St. Paddy's. Those guys.
Yep. They're not Irish, but okay.
Whatever. They're probably working on somebody's toilet right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, other games. Let's see.
My go-to game, really, actually, when it came to Atari, would be Enduro.
Yep, that's a good one.
Enduro is a good one, and for those that aren't familiar, it's a car that barely looks like a car, kind of racing.
A car that would have been made out of Lego, maybe.
Yeah, oh yeah, it would definitely look like a Lego car.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're just like passing cars and shooting down the highway and slightly changing backgrounds. It was good, but it was for
the time.
So awesome.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to Matt about this the other night. Like, they should take all those games that take the small amount of processing that,
mm-hmm.
and do all those games for VR until we get VR down.
Oh, I see what you
because
mean.
it's really good right now on some games, but games aren't long. When these Atari games, you could spend hours on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these other games, like for VR, are literally like 15 minutes. You'll beat one of their games, like the length that they have out right now.
Yeah, I've
so
seen some of those.
Start with these like cool friggin' VR Nintendo or VR anything like that, and just to start off with that. I know like a HTC Vive and I think a couple other ones.
Mm-hmm.
They were just like basically doing with shapes and stuff. Since then, HTC has come a far way.
Oh, really? I've never looked into their stuff.
But like,
I don't think anyway. Some
of the best stuff comes with the cheapest visual aspect of it, and it's more just like about getting immersed into it.
Yeah.
You could have same with a movie, right? You could have the best movie ever, but it has a shitty story.
Right. Yeah. A lot of them out there.
Yeah.
Start naming off.
I'm a sucker for that. I watched oh man, I can't remember what this other thing's called. This show that I watched the other day. I watched a whole season, sat down and watched it.
Oh.
Like from first.
Got invested in it.
Yeah, from first to last, I sat down and I might have got up and grabbed a drink or something in the whole season, but I sat there. I was like,
yeah,
I'll show it to you later. I can't remember what it's called. Sorry.
I haven't. Oh man, there's so many shows that I've tried to watch and they just suck. I get like 4 or 5 episodes in and realize that this crap is going nowhere. I just wasted like 4 hours.
Oh man,
4 hours of my life I'll never get back. It's lovely.
This one here made you feel like you're on like weird like drugs, weird drugs. Like you're watching it and you're like, what the hell is going on? And what the hell is so cool? It's like there was some cartoon anime. There was some CGI. Is that what they do? The computer CGI stuff. There was, you didn't know if it was like real or not sometimes. Sometimes it was like the same animation as like Disney. Sometimes it was the weirdest stuff.
That sounds, usually I hear reviews about TV shows and stuff like that, but I haven't heard about this one yet.
It's the best thing I've ever seen on Netflix.
Oh, Netflix, eh? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they got so much crazy stuff on there. There's more like artistic.
I'm gonna have to. I'll have to look that up. We'll probably have to take a piss break sometime throughout this anyway.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna have to look that up because it was seriously the first. Shit, I don't want to keep on talking about it if I don't know the name. But anyway, it got me when I just started playing this random thing and it said episode 1.
Yeah.
and it was 17 minutes long. And I was like, 17 minutes? And then it came on, and it was like this crazy animation thing with like, and it was dark, and it had nudity in it, and it was like crazy. And I was like, okay, sold. Bright colors, futuristic kind of thing.
Sounds like some kind of a Japanese anime show.
A lot of it was anime. A lot of it was kind of like that Sim City kind of.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the rotoscoping.
Some of it was Astro Boy. Remember Astro Boy? Some of it was like that. It was like that old Japanime stuff.
Yeah, that's weird that it's like a mix of all these different styles.
But every episode was different. But every episode, it would range from like 10 minutes to 20 minutes long. So it would bounce around, and it would have, each episode had their own message. And I was pasted. I could not stop watching it. It was weird.
Yeah, that sounds insane. Yeah, I got to get on Netflix more often.
Oh, it's crazy. They up their prices, I hear.
Oh, yeah. I just piggyback off my mom's account. Ha.
I'm using a friend of mine. Shout out, Janice.
Thanks for the...
Thanks. You'll be cutting me off pretty soon. I guarantee that. And then the worst of it is they're upping the price, but they're cutting down the amount of people that can use it on your account.
Oh, really? So if you already have that many people, can you keep them, or are they going to cut down on that too?
No, they're going to cut you off. They're going to be like, oh, you can only have 2 people on your account now.
So that means I'm not going to be on for very long now.
Mm-hmm. You're going to be booted.
That's all right.
I have an Android box, and I watch everything that I want if I need to watch it.
Oh, yeah, there's always a way to watch stuff for free on the internet now.
Yeah, Morpheus TV. What?
Yeah.
Shout out Morpheus TV.
Some good stuff there.
Well, I just wanted to make sure this is all still rolling.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a quick piss break?
Yeah, we could do that.
Prick break?
Yeah. Pee break.
All right, everybody, we're just going to take a piss. All right, we're back from pissing.
Yep.
I brought
another drink, did we?
Yep. Brought an extra beer for myself.
That's a good idea.
Smart this time, packing some heat. All right, so before we get into this video that Gord wants to show me about a towel.
Paper towels. This is rich.
So when I was pissing, like I always piss, and I always, like every guy does, they go through the menu song of Mario Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
What is your top 3 games, or maybe 4 or 5 games, whatever?
All right.
Your top games that kind of changed your gaming stance as a human.
Well, for one, when I was a kid, we couldn't afford a Nintendo, and I'm a little bit too old for Atari, but my uncle gave us one anyways because we couldn't afford the Nintendo. So I was into Pac-Man. What else? River Raid, Jungle Hunt. I think we had. What else was there? Berserk. A bunch of Atari games. Oh yeah, Attack of the Beefsteak Tomatoes. It was like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, but basically like a rip-off of it. But you basically just.
What was that on?
That was Atari. Yeah, you just ran along stomping on tomatoes, basically.
What?
Yeah. I was like 4 years old, so a lot of those ones. But that's what got me started on games, for sure. I remember playing that. And then we had a Nintendo eventually, and we borrowed games off the same uncle. So he let me, like, Mario 3. I'd say Dr. Mario's another good one. Legend of Zelda.
Dr. Mario, right?
Yeah. I remember playing Legend of Zelda when I was a kid, and I just did not know where I was going at all. I was so confused. And as I got older, I tried replaying it and got the hang of it that time.
Never got into Zelda.
No?
Nope.
Ninja Turtles? Remember those ones?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They were good.
Seeing that your volume's way down.
Oh.
You might want to pull that microphone up a little bit.
Oh, probably, yeah. That's probably better.
Yeah, I would say I definitely remember Ninja Turtles. When Ninja Turtles came out, that was cool. But wasn't the original Ninja Turtles game, there was like 2 modes. There was like on top of the road mode.
Yep.
And then down in the sewer mode.
Yeah.
So like the sewer mode was obviously the badass.
Like side scroll and beat 'em up thing.
But I didn't even know you could kick anybody's ass on the road.
Well, you could, but then...
But if you look like really closely, you could see like Michelangelo swinging some nunchucks or something.
Yep.
Like.
Yeah. It wasn't very good gameplay on top of the road, though. Like, these like steamroller things would come along and flatten you if you weren't careful. And then you had to find out where to go, too. Right. It was like an RPG. You had to, like...
Yeah, because I always used to count, like, the 1, 2, 3 manholes. And then you would, like, pop down one. And that'd be the one that you were trying to get down.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the other ones would be like, oh, no, I don't want to be down here.
No, where the fuck do I go now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of those games, like Metroid. It's like, where the fuck do I go games.
Man, Metroid was crazy when that came out.
Yeah, I remember playing that when I was a kid. I had no idea what I was doing again. I was so lost because I was used to Mario, right? Just, you just run and you go and hopefully you finish the level. But these ones, you had to look around, you had to look for clues and get lost 17 million times and basically break the controller before you figured out how to beat the game.
I would have to say, if I had to really dig like deep into my gaming vault part of my brain, I would have to say starting out with games such as Frogger.
Yes, Frogger's a good game. Yeah,
Frogger's
very
really
hard, but very good.
Very good for your hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
Overall, it makes you a better person, especially if you're that master that beats it. Mm-hmm. And there's like always two types of people that used to beat it with like the regular joystick, and then the person that beat it with the ball or like the wheel.
Oh yeah, the trackball thing.
Man, that takes some real skill, but I guess that's probably the better way to go.
That's how you're supposed to do it. Yeah.
Even playing like modern games now, if you can play it with a mouse, it's way better. It's like way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Anyway, so you have.
No, I like the trackball, but yeah, it's harder for sure.
You should make a T-shirt like that. I like the trackball.
Yeah, I will monetize the shit out of that.
So yeah, okay. So we have Frogger. I would have to say, the next game would be like probably Donkey Kong.
Yep. Got that one there.
Probably. Oh yeah, it is too.
For the Game Boy.
So would that be like the kind of like a jazzed up version of Donkey Kong?
It's pretty much the same game.
Oh really?
Yeah. Well, it depends what version you're looking at. If you're looking at the Atari version, it's better than that.
Oh, cool. And once again, that's on a Game Boy.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I don't know why I said that like that. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, just really interested in that game. Actually. Oh man, yeah.
Donkey Kong.
Gotta love it. You can keep that if you want to now.
No, dude, I want you to take it home.
You like it that much.
What else did I like? Like I said, Enduro, Excite Bike.
Yes, Excite Bike was awesome.
Now, Excite Bike, yeah. Now, Punch Out, when I started playing Punch Out, actually, when I started playing Duck Hunt, not to mention how hilarious it was to watch my mother play Duck Hunt and laugh her ass off every time the dog would jump out of the bushes and laugh at her. Oh, it was priceless. But that was amazing. But when Punch Out came around, man, I was like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Got super good at that, like super fast. Even like, remember that time when a couple years ago over at our last place, 64 or 63 Churchill or whatever?
Yep. You brought the Nintendo over?
Yeah, you brought the Nintendo over, left it for a couple days or whatever. And the guys were like, okay, let's check this out. And like, they're like way younger than I am. So
it doesn't take much to.
I was like, come on, let's play Punch Out. So they went into it thinking it's a boxing game. Like, and it's not. It's just like a it's like a position game.
Yeah. You have to know the patterns and things.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. You just repeat it over and over again until you kick the guy's ass. Some guys are different from others, obviously. But They were trying it. They couldn't get past the first guy, and I just like started walking through everybody. Man, I felt like a champion, and like they'd smoke me on any kind of updated game right now.
Yeah, but we know that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that advantage over young people. They like, oh, I can play this game, play that game. Like I'll put in like, I don't know, Contra or something. Like, yeah, let's go with this now. And then they suck. I'm like, yeah, you stupid kid.
Contra, actually, yeah, Contra was another big one.
Shouldn't be so mean to the young people, but
yeah, but Mario 3, when Mario 3 came out, that was like a complete. I was like, what the hell is going on now?
Yeah. Oh, that was a whole different.
Because they had the commercial for it.
Yeah, and they had the movie for it. Remember that movie, The Wizard?
I want to watch the original commercial for that.
What, the Mario?
Yeah.
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 I haven't seen it in a while either.
If you hear a cat in the background, never mind it. She'll go away. May, not now.
It's a cat.
Doing a podcast.
Podcast kitty.
She makes an appearance usually.
Cat's an attention whore.
Come on, man. What would it be? Just Super Mario 3?
Yeah. Wonder if the same one I'm thinking of.
Oh, commercial. 3, 2, 1.
Mario!
Yeah. This was so awesome when we were kids.
Oh, yeah.
Planet Mario.
All you had to do was ask Super Mario Brothers 3 from Nintendo.
Oh, gives me chills.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, so that's a big deal. What else was there? And then there was... So things started to get a little different for me when Glenn Hartland, one of my best friends,
Mm-hmm.
ever
Yeah, I know
since I
Glenn.
was 7 years old.
He's a good dude.
Yeah. He had a Sony CD.
Oh, yes.
And they were the worst
Yeah.
CD games in the world. But it still was kind of fun because you'd have boxing games. It was actually pretty cool boxing games.
They weren't bad.
The idea of it would have been great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but they just weren't well executed, really.
No, because it was like so segmented off. Everything, it would go dark.
Yeah, they had loading times and stuff, I think.
Boom, doo, 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 and then it'd be like, oh, I got knocked out. And, so it's weird.
Just not refined enough.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's almost like watching TV every time you play one of these games.
True.
Yeah. So I'm not really a big fan of new games because I just think, I'll just go outside.
I really like a couple of the new games.
Oh, there is a couple. Don't get me wrong there.
Super into
Definitely.
UFC. Love the UFC.
Yeah? No, I haven't played that yet.
Love to exert my male dominance.
Yeah? So it's good? Was that PS4?
No, it's Xbox One.
All right.
Actually, it's Matt's Xbox One that I play on. I don't play video
burped
games
in
a
the
whole lot. That was right in there. I got that. I'll edit that out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Make it sound like a chicken.
I'll own it.
Like a hen or something. So, yeah, when Matt moves out, he'll be taking his video games with him.
Oh, will he?
Yeah, so
Maybe those just go missing.
I'm gonna have to. I don't know what I'm gonna do because I want a virtual reality. I want a HTC Vive or PlayStation. I think PlayStation are the type of virtual reality that's going to be focusing more on graphics, and I don't want that. I want more immersive feeling and maybe length of games.
Yeah, from what I've seen, you're pretty much right.
Yeah.
They look good, but there's not much, real gameplay involved. It's like watching a movie in 3D.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't like the shooting games and stuff. It doesn't mean anything to me. I've seen that, like, it does. I don't get like the same, the craziest thing I've ever seen on VR was up at Mark Pepper's. He does have a Shout out Mark Babbard. Hey.
Yeah.
He actually took me to the what's it called?
Daffenbunker.
Daffenbunker
Yeah.
in Debert, Nova Scotia, Canada. It's actually an army bunker that was made in the Cold War to sustain Cold War activity, whatever, bombs, shit. Anyway, shout out Mark. I was up at his place, and we were playing VR. He has a PlayStation VR, and there's this video. It was like basically a story of a mother and her daughter, but like as the story plays out, like it mentions buildings and then buildings appear. It mentions a bridge appears, like that kind of thing, right?
That's kind of cool.
But it's all 3D, and you can like walk around it and look around it and like
that is cool.
Look into it. It's like the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah.
And it was about a 7 or 8 minute video, and it was insane, man. And it changed how you look at a story, because like it'd be telling a story. You'd be looking around the city or whatever, like looking over the city, like kind of looking in buildings and everything. You pull your head out, and it'd be out of buildings, and it'd be telling a story about this guy smoking a cigar underneath a bridge. And you're like, what? And you look over and see a bridge, and then you look under the bridge
And see the guy
smoking a cigarette.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's just amazing. And like, that's the kind of stuff I like.
Maybe it's better than what I saw then, because the only thing that I got to do with it was play this guy sitting behind a desk shooting people, and that's all it was.
Shooting people?
Yep. And that's basically the entire game, as far as I could tell.
Oh no, I played some good VR games, but they're not. A lot of them don't. Some of the simplest things I've seen on VR trick your mind more than anything.
Oh yeah, my old boss damn near threw up off one of those games. I don't know what he was playing. I think it was a Star Wars game. Oh yeah, that was the other game I played, but I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do.
Matt got like heavy depression, like that same night that I'd seen that story that I was telling you up at Mark Pepper's house.
Yep.
We went home, and on the way home, Matt was like, "Man, I don't know." I was like, I wore that thing for a little bit, and I was like playing the game, and I just didn't feel good. Like after I took it off, like I just felt sad, and he like felt like all bummed out. And he got home, and he like went right to the bathroom and threw up his guts, and then went to bed. I was like,
that's
"What the
same that happened to me." Yeah,
it has something to do with frame rate.
Yeah, your brain can't really process
Yeah.
the same frame rate that you're actually seeing in real life. So, like some people will get sick from fluorescent lights.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's all, yeah. See, I'm fine because I screwed around with the virtual reality thing you put your phone into.
Yeah.
Some of the videos on there, they have a different frame rate, and some of them are really bad.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, God, yeah, I get it. But like when you watch something like the PlayStation, which is off a lot of the time, it's not, it doesn't affect me. I could wear it for hours.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like,
when I tried
taking
it
it
wasn't
off,
bad.
I definitely do feel that, like, oh, man, everything was so much cooler in there. Like,
What if there's just some kind of conspiracy behind that? Wouldn't that be fucked up?
they say there is, man.
I think there could be.
They say there's conspiracies on phones.
Yep.
Like, did I say conspiracy, or did I say
Conspiracies.
did I say conspiracies?
We'll fix it in post.
I will not edit that out.
No.
Happy St. Paddy's Day.
Cheers, everybody.
Sorry if I yelled that into the mic too much.
Well, they deserved what they're tuning in this episode.
Yeah, so Gord and I know us, like, we've known each other for, like,
Jesus.
must be...
A long time now. More than 10 years, maybe? I'd say so.
Yeah, I would say 13.
Yeah, probably around that.
Yeah, I'd say about 13.
Yeah.
13 years.
Back when I was living in my aunt's basement. I think that's...
I know some more Dickies, though.
Yeah.
Well...
Oh, yeah. You probably don't know my family, though.
No, your Dickies are crazy. Your Dickies are different from the Dickies I know. The other Dickies, like...
My Dickies are different. Yes.
Talking about the difference in the Dickies here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what am I doing? I go right to Joe Rogan. What's this towel thing that you're telling me about?
Oh, the paper towels commercial. It's just a funny, like 1 minute long video. Reminds me of that guy that did. I think it was the Slap Chop. It's like a parody of him. But
So what's the title of it?
paper towels commercial, maybe. It'll probably come up. Yeah, that's the guy there.
Top one?
Yeah, minute and a half, I guess.
Yeah, we'll check this shit out.
It's pretty damn funny though.
I have to time it.
Ah.
So annoying trying to edit this stuff in.
Hey, it's Steve here, and I got a big surprise. Here we go, folks. It's paper towels. Put your hand on it. Wipe it around. Look at how strong. You can't even rip. It rips if you pull a little bit too hard. Look at this. Take it down. Put it on the table. Rips again. No big deal. Stick it in the water. Look at that. Look at that. It just soaks up all the water. They're perforated. They come right apart. Crumble into a ball. Throw it up in the air. It comes right back down. Holy shit. I spilled soy sauce all over the place. Oh shit. I spilled it all over the table. You can do this. Look at that. It's wet. Now you get a wet paper towel. Unroll it. Rip it off. You pull it up. Barely even stain. You can't even notice it. Rip it once more.
The whole crap
And then
of
again,
squares.
now you just got a crap load of squares. Look at all these squares. Put this in a frame. Give it to your mom.
Oh my
Come up
God,
with it.
this
Oh
is
my gosh, you
ridiculous.
spilled some water? No, not anymore. Paper towels. It's a kite. Put a string on it, fly it, it's a kite. Paper towels. It's easy. Look how long that is. It covers your whole hand. You can tie it in a knot. It's still there. Table's clean.
I got the
Hey,
extreme version
hey,
of
you
this
can call me
guy
your friend.
after this.
Hey,
Oh, do
friend,
you?
come over. I got
Yeah.
paper towels. If you got two, fold this in half, put it in your pocket, save it for later. This one, boom. This is for the car, the house, your backpack. Turn it around, put it on your face. You know how many friends I make when I do this? A million. You got to be kidding
Million.
me. Paper towels. You be saying I got a good grade in my test with I have best friends. Paper towel.
Paper towels are only sold in stores. Call now.
Yeah, so you seen this guy doing the I think the commercial Chev commercials.
Oh.
Oop.
Goddamn YouTube. I don't think I've seen this one yet.
Here you go. Oh man, this guy is hilarious.
Thanks for coming. Eat it, Dickie. Okay. Things a little bit different today. This is the new 2017 Chevy Cruze. I'm only going to show you half of this car and ask you your initial opinions about it. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it looks very sleek.
This guy's so hardcore.
That is the ugliest fucking car I have ever seen.
And it starts at $22,190.
Nice. That's a great price.
22,190 what? Half dollars? Doesn't it say right here, as shown 29,860? So what, this car that we're looking at is not 22,190, it's 29,860?
Another side to this car.
Oh, wow.
They're gonna love it.
My God, you guys and your
This is
doors.
the first
You
ever
guys and your
Chevy
doors.
Cruze hatch.
Good choice on the
Check
color
it
there.
out.
What is that, burnt rust?
What's your first impression of seeing the whole car now?
Honestly, I'm just as disappointed with the back half as I was with the front half. Maybe
Remember,
more.
this is the first ever Chevy Cruze hatchback.
I hope it's the
Let's see what we
last.
got in here. So now that you know it's a hatchback with lots of room, what does it make you think of?
Makes me think of someone's gonna overpay for a piece of shit.
Professional/weekend warrior. The whole like business in the front, party in the back.
Yeah, Debbie Potter's in the back.
Oh.
So he has like that guy's like basically has a whole line of those commercials.
Editing himself into them.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
so good too.
That's a good idea, though.
They
Really
are
is.
so good. Well,
Yeah.
that's like a yeah, I guess it would be. I forget his name. Some Boston guy.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, definitely Boston.
Bostonian.
I like those though.
What, the Bostonians?
Well, just like any videos that have like that could just totally.
Oh, destroy a commercial or something?
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I hate commercials. I can't watch regular TV anymore. So when I see stuff like that, it's amazing. I can't. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Started watching Tom Green again lately.
What the hell is he up to?
Oh, I know. I've been watching the old shows on YouTube. They don't really hold up to the test of time.
What is that? Is that? Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh my God, no. Is that his show? Like where he had this, like the Tonight Show kind of thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Big gulp.
I'm okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, I don't remember those shows a whole lot.
No, not a lot of people
But he
did.
had segments in those too, though. Little comedy
Oh yeah, it
skits,
was just
didn't he?
weirdest stuff you'd ever see though. Like he had this one thing where he kept a dead raccoon in a bag, and he'd bring it out from time to time and just like I don't know, rub it in people's faces and stuff.
Oh my
Oh,
God. Yeah, I slightly remember that. It was
Yeah.
in the lineup there somewhere. It was around Beavis and Butthead time of the night.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like I think either before or after. I can't remember what was bigger at the time that I was watching it. Of course, Beavis and Butthead was like the shit. But
Oh, exactly. Yeah, there was. I think Ren and Stimpy was on before Beavis and Butthead sometimes.
yeah, I remember that. And I
Yeah,
remember that
watch those.
lineup. Remember that? Yeah, having a lineup on TV.
Oh yeah.
How was that?
Oh Jesus, yes.
That's
that
a
was
dying
awesome.
breed, huh? Let's
my-
talk about that.
Yeah, my parents used to play cards with my aunt and uncle all the time, like every weekend. So my cousins would come over, and we'd just be left down the basement with a TV and Nintendo, and
Oh,
Super
yeah.
Nintendo, and Atari and stuff, and just watch whatever we want. So we
Yeah.
found out about kinds of crazy stuff that comes on late at night when the parents are playing cards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember Red Shoe Diaries? Oh yeah.
Well, kind of. It didn't show
Soft
any
gore.
Of, yeah,
Just
it didn't show any.
it was
of that.
implied.
I just hit the microphone. I tried to do that too, so it's gonna
Well,
like, smash and
That's what it was like.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, I remember that stuff too.
Yeah. Remember Spawn, the cartoon show? It was like really, it was like pretty much R-rated. There was blood and everything on it.
Oh, boobies.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's right.
I do remember the boobies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
can you
remember
forget?
that.
Yeah, we'd watch that. Nobody would know. And then the movie network, they would do these free previews sometimes. And you get that, and late at night, you get, craziest movies you've ever seen.
Yeah, we used to have used to do the Much Music Countdown to top 30.
Yep, remember doing that.
And used to keep tabs on every week, like who's going where and what's moving up, and like your favorite song that you're excited about. That was cool to reference TV too.
Yeah.
People that don't know what actually TV is, that was TV.
Real TV.
Yeah, real TV.
When Much Music actually played much music, or much more music. But
Yeah, MTV was good.
yeah, MTV.
Never, as a Canadian kid, though, it was always Much Music.
Yeah.
When I was
Yeah,
in
you get that
Toronto,
till
that's
later.
one thing I never even thought of. I should have went down to the corner and been like, well, at least I'm standing somewhere where history was made for me. Like,
Oh yeah, you didn't go to that.
no,
what was that?
I'm a fucking piece of
box.
shit. I'm a piece of shit.
I would have done that.
I went out the CN Tower, and now that was good. I'm good. I did Toronto. I seen everything, but I didn't see anything.
No,
It's garbage.
I don't even know what to look at in Toronto. Probably the CN Tower and that box that Much Music has, and that's about it. I think.
Yes, I seen Max Holloway and Brian Ortega beat the shit out of each other.
Well, that'd be all right
Yeah,
then.
that was cool.
Yeah.
From 3 rows outside of the octagon. What?
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that was fun.
I've never gotten to see in a fight in like real life. Well, I mean, aside from like street fights or whatever, but not like wrestling match or a boxing
Pretty
match
crazy,
or anything.
man. You can watch a lot of people fight, and then when you watch somebody like Max Holloway fight,
Mhm.
like somebody that's like a mother freaking expert, and it was different. He looked different from anybody else in the whole night. I was like, whoa.
Yeah?
Jesus, wow, yeah. And he's
That'd
not
be
even
awesome,
like
man.
he's not even like the top brass.
Yeah.
Like, he's awesome, but there's guys out there that will smash him too. Like, I'm sure of it.
But still, to be able to see like a crazy fight like that in real life.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's pretty wicked.
Yeah.
bathrooms were the biggest fight in the world, though. I wouldn't even. I had a beer. I got a beer when we were down there, and I didn't even. I took a couple sips, and I was like, I don't want to go to the bathroom to piss.
Just drink the beer and pee in the cup. Leave them underneath the seat or something.
Yeah, but you listen to punk. You're like born with punk music in your blood or something,
Well,
because I cannot do that.
Yeah, well, trust me, it's not that hard.
It's like, just do it, and if you can't spill it, just drink it.
Make it look like you're using one of the phone booths or something. Just set right on that little ledge there.
No, just a bird bath with my own urine.
Just looking at this phone book here.
I watched a documentary today. It was called AA. Shit.
Oh.
It's about this guy. He played like punk music, basically. AA something. AA was his first name, and then something. Anyway, documentary, and it was weird. This guy was doing all that weird shit on stage.
Oh,
like the really bad.
Yeah, I'm not into that. Not really.
Like rolling around in it.
Yeah, that's insane. Now, the most I've seen is like, I've seen a couple bands there, and people throw drugs up on stage. That was kind of crazy. Seeing them come out in women's clothing, maybe stuff like that, but nothing too insane.
Did anybody like grab the drugs and do them?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, could you imagine if you threw like battery acid corrosion into a bag and threw it up?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. If somebody just put like anthrax in one of these bags
show
and
ender.
Here, fuck you, no effects.
Oh man, that could happen though.
Yeah,
that could happen.
Yeah, definitely could nowadays. So far, they're still alive, but
so we're winding down here. We're getting through a little bit.
Oh yeah.
How long have we been doing this for?
I wonder. An hour and 22?
No, about an hour.
Oh, an hour? Yeah. It's not too bad, though.
This thing was recording. All right. So I just wanted to introduce my friend Gord. You're probably going to see him on my podcast more frequently. And we'll get his partner in here, too, Sean.
Not partner as in you guys are thinking.
Not like partner.
Just... yeah.
Yeah. No, but
I know the comments are going to fly over that.
Nah, you're good.
Yeah, I don't care. Fucking have a go at it.
Light them up. Somebody send us some memes and go.
I don't care.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Varied Gary Podcast. I'm not sure what kind of song is going to be taking you out on this one, but I'm sure it's going to be a doozy.
It'll be a good one.
Thank you. Good night.